quickly get this tier list out the way, right? I don't want to waste you guys' time because I know you guys got to get to spinning and all that, right? So a couple things I got to state here. First things first, this is based on what I've experienced, what I've been through from fighting every single one of these constantly, as well as using them as well. All right, so this list, everything except for D is the actually not good tier. All right, if they're in anything above D, that means that through skill you can literally beat like something that's in C, for example. You can beat something in S plus. Same if they're in S or A or B. It just really doesn't matter. It's just how easy they are to use or difficult they are to use. That's what bumps them up and down. How good they are at PvP bumps them up and down. How good they are in grinding, that bumps them up and down, and difficulty to use, of course. All right, so all that I'm going to talk about, I just want to quickly clarify that before I even get into this actual tier list. All right, so we got solid air, explosion, ice manipulation, hardening, shock absorption, permeation, decay, wood manipulation, hell flame, erasure, copy, engine, electrification, one for all, and overhaul. All right, we're gonna get through all these. All right, first things first, we have solid air. So solid air is in C tier. It's not really that good. It's actually difficult to use, but for grinding I would say it's decent for grinding, but it's not something that you really want to use because it's literally solid. It's more of a defensive / support quirk. All right, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. It's more defensive / support quirk. It has two moves that are nice for, I guess, PvP or attacking, but it's not really that good at all. But if for PvP you can box it though. You can box it. You can definitely beat something in S or S plus if you are skilled and you have a nice moveset, 100%. But it's not worthy of being in the D tier. Very close to being there though, but it's not. Next we have explosion. That's what I'm currently using. Explosion is S plus. Good for grinding, good for PvP. Not difficult to use, I would say, but you still have to know how to box a little bit. Not difficult to use, but definitely S plus tier without a question. I don't think much needs to be said about explosion. Good damage, highest damaging I think in the game right now. Solid, probably the one that you really want. All right, let's see like Deku or Overhaul. Do you want to get those? I'm gonna get through that though. Ice manipulation is a common quirk in this game, and they actually really buffed it up and they juiced it up. I kind of want to put it in S honestly because of the damage, but if you just dump all your stuff with the quirk, you know, you're gonna be doing some fat damage with your moves in the game. All right, so it's really nice, good for mobility with the ice travel, really solid, right? But this you probably don't even need a mount, honestly, man. You probably don't even need a mount. Ice after the buff, it's really good, really solid, definitely A tier. We got hardening is S tier. Debating on putting it in S plus, but the only reason I don't put it in S plus is because it has a mode which is Red Rider Unbreakable, of course. Red Rider Unbreakable, it has a downtime. That's literally the only thing stopping it from being an S plus, because if you get in that downtime, you're immobile and you cannot do anything until it's up, and you stay in there for like a good 5 or 6 or 7 seconds. So you're down, you're gonna get pieced up 100%. All right, but it's really nice. And another thing that kind of makes you want to put it down to A, kind of sorta, is because of the fact that you actually have to know how to box with this. The moves themselves aren't good, but the hardening is. Like, none of the moves are actually good with hardening except for the actual turning yourself into hardening. All right, so yeah, it's not really that good in the other moves department, but when you get into that Red Rider Unbreakable, you're literally unkillable. Like, you're actually unbreakable. So yeah, it's really good, trust me. All right, shock absorption. Shock absorption is now a B for me because it's basically hardening, right? But the difference is that you have a shock absorption bar. You actually have to know how to use it, and you have to sacrifice points in certain areas if you want to actually be good with this. But it's a really solid quirk, especially if you know what you're doing. But the difficulty of it is, of course, increased on it. It's not as easy to use as hardening, where you just turn it on and then you can just get to boxing. With shock absorption, you actually have to know what you're doing. You have to build your stats right in order to be good with it. It does really high damage if you have like a lot of points into quirk. If you're a tank build, it also works really nice as well, but like I said, it's not as easy to use as harder. We just turn that bad boy on and you're chilling. All right, then we have permeation. Now permeation is also B tier. All right, now it's not that good for grinding, but for PvP it's literally in the S tier. And another thing about permeation is that you actually have to know what you're doing. So this is the only reason why it's bumped down from being S, is because you actually have a difficulty is really high. You can definitely beat anything above here if you actually go with it 100%. I guarantee you can, but you have to know how to use it. It's not that good for grinding, and yeah, at least for now, until it gets its last move. The last move you cannot get yet, it's not finished. Yeah, permeation B tier, but definitely S tier in PvP if you know how to use it 100%. Just like the show. And next we have Decay. Now Decay is in C tier. It did get a couple buffs, but they weren't that good. It used to be in the B tier, but it got nerfed, so it's definitely C tier. I mean, if you like Togashi, you know, go ahead, take it. If you like Tomorrow, go ahead and take it, man. But I'm telling you, you're not gonna have a fun time with it 100%. Okay, it's not that good in the damage department. If grinding, not really as well. But if you like Decay, go for it. Why not, right? It's still a cool quirk at the end of the day. I like how it looks. Even recently just got a move. Like before, it didn't even have another move to back it up. So yeah, it's not really that good. It has a personal gadget though that does buff it up, but still, I've whooped on a lot of Decay users and I have not seen anything good out of it. Don't even waste your time. Wood manipulation. Wood manipulation is actually not good. I'm not even gonna talk about it. I'm just telling you that if you roll it, you're gonna be sad because it's not that good. Alright, I'm not even gonna talk about it. It sucks. Tough. Hellflame. Hellflame. I think Hellflame is gonna get a couple more buffs on it as well. But I'm gonna put it at A tier because for grinding, it's gonna be crazy good for grinding for you. PvP, not so much yet because, like I said, I think it's gonna get another buff. But it's definitely S tier for grinding. PvP, it kind of bumps down a little bit because you actually have to be a little bit skilled with it. But yeah, Hellflame is nice. I think that's pretty much all I need to really say on Hellflame. It's really nice. Erasure recently got a buff as well, got a new move. You guys are gonna enjoy it. Putting at B tier though, because you have to be skilled with it. You actually have to know how to box. If you don't know how to box and the person doesn't have a quirk, or they don't even use quirk moves in general, like I say, for example, they're just a melee build, right? They just don't really use their quirk like that. You're gonna have to know how to box still. So yeah, it burns stamina. That's why it bumps down to B. You have to know how to use it. Could definitely be in the C tier as well, but I will put it in B to give it the benefit of the doubt of being able to literally erase any quirk and being good in team fights. Yeah, nice. Copy is S plus for me personally, but I'm gonna put an S. Like if I'm being real, it's gonna be S because a copy, what I suggest you doing is literally dumping every single point you have into strength and maybe a little bit into defense, and then just go crazy copy people's quirks and abusing it. All right, because literally you're all for one with this quirk if you know how to use it properly. You can copy explosions, ultimate, and then copy full cowling and permeation's move, or you can copy Hellflames mode, full cows mode, Red Riot Unbreakable, and stack all those on top of each other. You can literally use Red Riot Unbreakable, right? And then for the downtime, put on put on shock absorption, so that way you can negate the downtime and you can just go crazy. It's an S tier quirk, S plus if you really know how to use it for both grinding and PvP. Because if you're fighting people with a quirk, you can copy it and then abuse it and then go crazy, go stupid with it. So trust me, S tier quirk, S plus if you know how to use it instantly. All right. Engine is a S tier in PvP, right? I actually say it's actually S plus because you can run away, but it has reciprocal bursts and reciprocal bullets, which nobody uses because it's not really that worth it to use. PvP is really solid. You can go crazy with PvP with it. I'm debating on putting it in C because honestly, the PvE aspect of it is not really that good unless you count running from quest to quest really solid. You don't have to buy a mount if you have engine, so that's also a really good plus. But I'm gonna put it in B tier simply because of the fact that you actually have to be skilled with this if you want to be good with it at PvP. Like you literally can't just pick it up and be good with it. You have to be you have to put some points in, man. You gotta put some points in the right places. You gotta know what you're doing with engine, man. Otherwise it's literally a C tier. All right, difficulty extremely high, probably the hardest thing to use here because yeah, that electrification. Now electrification got bumped up quite a bit. If you roll this, you're gonna be happy. Same with, like I said, with ice manipulation. Electrification is nice, does some good damage, good stun, Nice to combo your moves into. It's really solid, man. The last move does a lot of damage. It's like how to impact, but a little bit faster and a little bit less damage, I think. But it also block breaks. So electrification is nice. I don't think much needs to be said on it. I've used it quite a bit. Really solid. Really solid. PvP and PvE. One for all, S plus instantly. All the moves do good damage. It has a block breaker in base form. Full counting. All your moves have little to no startup, meaning that you're doing a Delaware smash or Detroit smash instantly, catching people off guard. You do more damage in full calling mode. You're faster in full calling mode. It's a really nice. It's literally one for all, y'all. All right, I don't think much needs to be said about it. We don't think much needs to be said about it. And then lastly, we have Overhaul. Overhaul S plus. The moves are fast. It's brain dead. All right, you really don't put all your points into QUIRK, man, and just go crazy. It's really easy to use. You don't really have to even worry about it, man. All right, it's literally Overhaul tracking move, good damage. All the moves do good damage. It's so stupid, man. I hate fighting Overhaul users, but it's really strong, man. I don't think much needs to be said about it. But yeah, this is my QUIRK list, y'all. Let me know what you guys think down below.